Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. Formula 2 is just one step below Formula 1, so a lot of these young hopefuls will be training their sights on glory. Let's look at all the teams and drivers announced for Formula 2 and see how they stand, and possibly pick a champion for 2023, and maybe which of these drivers will be in Formula 1, and which ones will be cleaning the public toilets at their local supermarket. 11 teams to get through, so let's get started. Campos Racing. Ralph Boschung has to be the most experienced Formula 2 driver ever. He has started 95 races, first racing for Campos back in 2017 and periodically returning to them almost every year since. He is not getting a Formula 1 drive. He's only got a handful of podiums from all those starts, and it's hard to imagine he's going to do any better than that in 2023. Cush Maney finished 14th in Formula 3 with MP last year, and somehow that warrants a Formula 2 drive. He could have benefited from another year in Formula 3, and he is going to struggle in 2023. Van Amersfoort Racing. Richard Verschoor starts his third Formula 2 season with his third different team, but he has won a race in both his previous seasons. He can be a decent point hoover, but he's never going to be a championship contender. Juan Manuel Correa makes it back up to this level after the horrifying events at Spa a few years ago. He's had a couple of seasons in Formula 3 and now steps back up to Formula 2. After his career was put on hold for a few years whilst he recovered. It'll be interesting to see what he can do. He did score points in Formula 3, but was never in the title picture and didn't manage to get into the top 10. Trident. Roman Stanek won a race for Trident in Formula 3 in 2022, but Trident in Formula 3 and Trident in Formula 2 are two very different beasts. They never seem to do that well in the higher formula, so this might be a bit tougher for the Czech driver. Klement Novalak was at MP in 2022 and as the teammate to the champion was completely overshadowed and has now moved to Trident. He only finished 14th last year and MP won the team's title thanks to Drugovich having such a big lead. Novalak did not do a lot to help. Now at Trident he's going to be even lower in the field. PHM Racing by Charouz. Roy Nissani is about to embark on his 5th season in Formula 2. He has never finished higher than 16th in the championship and has a single podium from nearly 100 races. Why the Israeli driver still gets to compete at this level when it is so clearly beyond him is baffling, and why he was given a Williams F1 test seat is even more infuriating, considering the amount of talent but never gets that kind of opportunity. If he breaks the top 16, it will be a miracle. Joining him is American Brad Benavides. He crashes a lot and finished 23rd in Formula 3 in 2022. Not only has he never won a race, he's only scored 40 or so points in every championship he's ever raced in. This team will be last in the standings. Invicta Virtuosi Racing. Jack Doohan returns for Virtuosi and will be a title contender in 2023. He put in some very good performances last year and took 3 wins, but only finished 6th overall, and he had some bad luck. But the Alpine F1 reserve driver is very talented and I think a top candidate for a Formula 1 drive someday. Amaury Cordeel looked hopeless for most of last year but suddenly started to perform at the last few rounds. Moving to Virtuosi from Van Amersfoort might give us an opportunity to see how far the Belgium can go in single-seaters. Dams. Ayuma Iwaza was a bit of a surprise for Dams last year. I didn't have high hopes for him, but he got wins and finished 5th overall. More of that in 2023 and he could be the next Japanese Formula 1 driver, probably replacing compatriot Yuki Tsunoda. Arthur Leclerc has never matched the performances of brother Charles, but he has improved and now steps up to Formula 2 after a couple of seasons in Formula 3 with Prima. The 2022 Formula Regional Asia champion never finished higher than 6th in Formula 3, and I don't know how well he will do here. High-Tech Pulse 8. High-Tech have plucked 2 drivers from Formula 3. Isaac Hadjar raced for them and took wins on his way to 4th overall. The Frenchman is a very good talent, a Red Bull junior with a bright future, but he is only 18 so could do with a few years at this level before we start making plans for his future. Jack Crawford was overshadowed by his teammates at Prima in Formula 3 last year, but still got to make the move up to Formula 2. But he did also win a race in 2022 and isn't terrible. This feels like a midfield team in 2023, but in the future these two could be title contenders. Prima Racing. Oliver Behrman is a former Italian and German F4 champion who charged to 3rd in Formula 3 with Prima in 2022. He won just one race but was more consistent than a lot of his rivals, and Prima are clearly keen to keep hold of their young star. Frederick Vesti is returning to Prima after a couple of years with Art. The Dane won the Formula Regional European Championship in 2019 with Prima no less, and won races for them in Formula 3 in 2020. He won for ART in Formula 2 last year and I think he's going to be the next Danish driver in Formula 1. Art Grand Prix. The French team has 2 French drivers for 2023. They have held on to last year's runner-up Theo Pourchaire. The Alfa Romeo reserve driver is a great talent, but his title challenge fell to pieces after a few crashes and a run of bad results towards the end of last year. This could be the year he wins the championship, and the youngster still has a good chance of getting a Formula 1 drive. He is joined by last year's Formula 3 champion Victor Martins. He has also been a Formula Renault Eurocup champion for Art, and is another I can see with a Formula 1 future, probably with Alpine. Martins and Pourchaire are very good, young, talented French drivers, and both could be race winners in 2023. Pourchaire is the more likely to challenge for the title. Rodin Carlin. Liam Lawson and Logan Sargent did very well for Carlin in 2022, the latter even making it into Formula 1 with Williams. Now Barbadian driver Zane Maloney has moved up from Formula 3 after a good first season. 3 wins late into the season saw him finish runner-up to Victor Martins, and the 19-year-old has a bright future. Enzo Fittipaldi is the latest member of the Fittipaldi family to take to motorsport. He didn't win last year, but he was one of the best performing Charouche drivers in Formula 2 ever. He got 6 podiums and finished 8th overall. He'll be looking for his first win, and if Carlin can propel him towards the top step, then Enzo Fittipaldi, a Red Bull Junior, could be the 5th Fittipaldi to race in Formula 1. MP Motorsport. Last year's champions have a new driver lineup for 2023. Jehan Daruvala is starting his 4th season in Formula 2, and I think sadly the Indian's boat has sailed. It is very rare to progress to Formula 1 after 4 seasons in the junior divisions. He has 4 race wins at this level, but only finished 7th for the last 2 years in a row, and that will be about his level in 2023. Dennis Hager is a talented Norwegian. There has never been a Norwegian in Formula 1, and Hager could be the first. The 2020 Formula 3 champion won 2 races in his first Formula 2 season, and he could be a title contender in 2023, as long as MP can keep up their run at the front and Hager can remain consistent. I think Hager will chase home Pourchaire in the title race. So they are all the drivers announced for 2023 Formula 2. Which of these will be gunning for Formula 1? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and remember to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and have a good one.